Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Paul, back-to-back issues, and we're doing a spotlight on Marvel Team Up. It's one of my favorite series, especially as a kid. I was big into Spider-Man, so I definitely got into Marvel Team Up and got introduced to a lot of different characters through that series. So it's definitely a favorite of mine. But to do this, I'm going to bring in a couple of my friends here. First and foremost, my main man, Morbius. What's good, brother?
Oh, what's going on, brother? Thanks for having me,
And
man.
of course, anytime, you know that, brother. And Mr. Marvel himself, Daryl, read your comics. What's up, brother?
What's going
Family
on?
guys.
What's happening?
Hanging in there. Happy
That's it,
Monday.
man. It's a cold day up in the Northeast up here. It was like 20 degrees out this morning. So,
Well, we had it easy then. I was just like in the high 30s.
Oh,
yeah, I
man.
don't know what's up with this weather. I thought we were beyond this, but I guess not.
Yeah, right.
But all right, cool. We got some people in the chat here. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, see a few people in here.
We got Big John.
You.
What's going on, John?
What up, John?
Main man Leroy. I can tell he's a big Marvel Team Up fan as well. He's pretty much posts. He seems to have them all.
Big time, yeah, sir.
And of course, my man Justin.
What up,
Appreciate
Justin?
you, brother.
Appreciate you.
What's up, Justin?
Got this one right here for Justin.
Wind chill -5 tomorrow. Oof. Don't remind me.
Oh, man.
As someone who works outside, man, I'm not looking forward to that tomorrow. But
Exactly.
thanks for the bad news, John.
Yeah, right.
Might be a good day to call in. So basically, I just had the idea to kind of do this show, a little while back. Like I said, kind of when I started here, that Marvel Team Up, one of my best, one of my favorite series from back in the day. Even now, I'm still trying to collect a full run. I'm probably about halfway through, so I definitely need to keep hunting some issues down. But as time goes on, even some of these books that are not really expensive. What's up, Sith?
What up, Sith?
To get kind of nice copies of them is not always so easy. So Justin said he just read issue 1. Issue 1 is cool, and it's got an interesting story.
Yeah.
Speaking of issue 1, let me see if I can do this right. Maybe not. Nope. All right, let's try this. That's not it. Oh, I see what I got to do. My bad. All right. So yeah, basically just like I was saying, I mean, as a kid, it was just one of my favorite series. And, the older I got and I got more into, that didn't work, right?
There you go.
Hey, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. So Justin said he just read number 1. Nice. I just made a quick little slide, but issue number 1, 1972 by Roy Thomas and Ross Andrew art. So I'm guessing this would precede or just about the same time that Ross Andrews, before he took over the Amazing Spider-Man series. I know he drew the issue with like the first appearance of the Punisher and, into that era. He had a pretty lengthy run.
Pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah, but this issue is a retconned first appearance of Misty Knight, which is traditionally known as, I think Marvel Premiere 21.
21,
was what we would consider her first appearance.
First appearance, yeah.
They later on retconned. There is an African American woman detective, female detective in this issue, who I guess you could say looks like Misty Knight. So I think they went back and kind of retrofit it as being Misty Knight. So anyway, just
that's definitely that
interesting little continuity,
right?
That they kind of just like,
because she wasn't identified in number 1. You know what I mean? It was just you just saw her. They never said her name, so that's how they were able to go back. You know what I mean, and retcon that because they never put a name to that character.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely figure some of this stuff was just done on the fly, right? I mean, they were just like
stuff is done on the fly,
trying to flesh the character out a little bit, and like, oh, you know what? How about she was working that case in Marvel Team Up 1 with Spider-Man and Human Torch, and I believe they're fighting Sandman in that issue.
Right, exactly. I think it was in where she like confirmed her identity was Marvel Team Up 64. That's where she had confirmed.
That's a long time later.
Right, it was like
that's the issue where she says that was me in the other issue.
Right, that's where she confirms it. Right, like they have a conversation where she'll mention like, yeah, that was me. Remember when you saw me, and and then that's how they like kind of like tied that in there.
Yeah, those
Did you just post that recently, more?
Say again?
You just posted that book. You just posted that book recently, didn't you?
What 64?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because I'd never heard that story before, and I think somebody mentioned, like John Byrne saw it. Somebody asked him in the letters page, maybe. And then he went back and did it.
Right.
It was like, yeah, sure.
Right. It was one of those.
Her.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's it.
Somebody was
whatever you say.
Somebody was looking for a no prize, I guess.
Yeah.
X Factor 6 for a stack of nice MTUs. That's a good trade, John. I'll do that one.
Yeah, man. That's nice.
I'll definitely do that one. So, yes, it was a Christmas issue.
Yeah,
that is true. Yep.
Yeah, it was. That's right. I forgot it was a Christmas issue.
Yeah, I should have had my #1 out, my actual copy of it, but I guess I was slacking.
I got you, bro.
There it is, crispy. I remember you picking that one up.
Yeah, man, it was crazy because this is an upgrade to my original copy, and I got #1. This was graded at I think it was 7.5. It was like in a grade, and then it came with the #2, but the #2 was raw, and it was in great condition. So these two, I bought it for $70. That guy, it was a bid on eBay.
That's
and this one was graded in a grade, actual CGC 7.5, and this one was just loose #2. And nobody bid on it. So I was like, I'll bid on it. I need to upgrade my copies anyway. So I was like, let me see if I get away with it. Ended up ending the bid. And then he told me, I forgot, right? I think I said that he reached back out to me and said, hey, I forgot what was it he said. He was like, hey, are you still really interested in these books? Because I could give you another book that is better than these two books, for the same price if you want to consider that. So he was basically trying to talk me out of actually going ahead with these two books so that he could relist them and try to like get more money out of it. And I was like,
regretting that sale.
Yeah, he regretted that. And I was just like, no, I want those two books. I was like,
please just send me my books, please.
Yeah, so I was like, please send my books. Those are the two books I want. I don't want any other books. And then he was just like, okay, ...
Yeah, no doubt.
Not happy. But yeah, man, that's the #1. #1 is dope, man. I enjoy it a lot. I like reading it. I
love the 20-cent Marvels in general. The picture frame covers, I guess they're known as, but especially that one is a little tougher to get in nicer shape with the black. But it seems like all the ones Marvel was putting out around that time had black borders. Marvel Premiere one, Marvel Team Up one. I feel like there's another one I'm forgetting, but
yeah,
and then the second issue's always had a white cover.
Always.
Team Up one, Marvel Premiere one.
Premiere one always got the white cover. And then, of course, pattern. #3 is my one of my other favorites, which is Morbius second appearance. It's like that one. I don't have. It's funny because I have that one in my Morbius stack. So that's how books get mixed up. You see, it should be in this box here, but it's not. It's with my Morbius keys. So I stuck all the Morbius keys in one box, which I should have never done that because that's a whole mix of a bunch of different titles. And then when I'm looking for the title, I'm like, oh, where is that? Like I did with this run. I'm there like going through it. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I said 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, wait a minute, where's 3? I'm like, 3 should be in here, man. I'm going through I'm like, where the fuck is 3? And then I'm like,
1, 2.
3 is in another box. Hero for Hire #1, yeah, man. That's
same thing. Black frame on #1 and white
on the second issue.
Oh yeah,
same thing.
That's why you need 2 copies more for each box.
Jesus Christ!
Listen, I've told this to Morbius before. That I used to have a good handle on my collection, like where shit was and everything was organized, and I switched to this system of like putting books with characters together, not in title. So if I had an issue of Iron Man that had Wolverine in it, I put it with like Wolverine books. And anyway, doing that for a few years now, my collection's all scattershot. I don't know where anything is. So I wish I didn't do that, but it's a little too late now. So I don't know 3, but I did put a slide of this issue because this is obviously one of my favorites, being a big X-Men fan. Issue #4.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Yeah, it's an interesting issue too, because it's kind of in that dark period of X-Men, I guess, publishing and continuity. You know, the X-Men title at this point was in reprints.
Yeah.
So this is one of the few appearances. But if you notice, what's weird about it is on the cover. I don't know how I can get this full size, but fuller size. They're not in uniform. They're just kind of
I was
in
just
street
gonna say
clothes.
they're not in uniform.
So definitely weird. And they put Angel in his yellow and blue outfit in this corner up top.
But then
which is weird because they had. Oh, you got the real Hoy. Hold up, Mo.
Yeah, so it's weird because they have them. So you got Angel here, right? Right.
And you don't need. And the thing was, they had already switched their costumes in the late '60s.
Right.
But I think the issue was the reprints they were doing at this point were from the early Silver Age where they wore those costumes. So just to keep people from being confused, they put that.
That makes sense.
And then you got.
I figured it was just stock art.
Yeah.
You got them over here.
Yeah, no shirt on.
No shirt on with some
Cyclops got like the 3-piece suit.
Cyclops with the 3-piece, and then you got.
And no Beast, because Beast, we all know where Beast was at this point.
Yeah, Beast was not. He was not doing so well.
Avengers.
Beast was in. Well, at that point, that's probably
Amazing Adventures.
Yeah, I think that's when he turned into an actual beast and
he turned into
kind of on his own.
Wasn't doing too well at that time. He was struggling. He's trying to find himself.
Exactly.
He's trying to find himself.
I think Roxxon Corporation or something at that point, and ended up trying to hide some chemicals or something, and that's how he ended up.
Exactly.
That's how he ended up as the Beast. But anyway. So that
Spider-Man,
Team Up 4 is definitely
that's a classic.
One of my favorite issues.
Hands down, it's just a great issue. Just to put out there while we're on the subject here, I know this is just not only is it a dope cover, but I always thought it was just cool how they incorporated it, because you had the Human Torch and then you had Kang brought into it, which is number 10.
Yeah, it's another good issue.
This is another dope issue right here. I thought this was great. I enjoyed it. And
that a Kane cover? It looks like Kane.
Yeah, man. You got Kane. And then so I like how they kind of did the double there. I mean, it was like Human Torch, but then they threw Kang the Conqueror in there too on top of that. So it was such I enjoyed it. It's such a great story.
So that's crazy though. So that's a lot of because I believe the first 3 issues are Spidey and Human Torch.
Right. Yeah.
And then in the 10th issue, they already brought the torch back.
They brought the torch back.
They didn't have it quite so mixed, like a rotation yet. I guess they were still trying to work on that Spidey and Human Torch duo.
Right. Right.
I always thought of this as like a testing ground book too.
Really think so.
True.
Yeah. Like you said, like Ross Andrew, throw him on. I mean, Gil Kane had been doing some Spidey, but it's like they were just kind of testing out, like, here, you guys try out Spider-Man here, and almost grooming them to come on to Amazing,
right?
Eventually, or a bigger book. I mean, of course, we know John Byrne eventually has a pretty good run.
One
of his earlier books.
But even his first issue in I don't know, it might actually be his first issue in Team Up. He draws the X-Men, which is considered like his first art on the X-Men.
Art on X-Men.
That kind of fits into what you were saying. Maybe they gave him a little tryout, gave him a few panels to draw the team.
Yeah.
See how it
definitely
looked.
Yeah, I get that. Definitely caught the vibe from this title. It was definitely like, we're just gonna throw stuff out there, we're gonna test things, we're gonna mash up all these characters together and just see what works, see what the people like, and pretty much just take it from there. And there was a few ones that were hits, there was some that weren't. And yeah, man, it's like, to be honest with you, like number 12, I'm not a big horror guy. I'm not in that sense of right. There you go, number 12.
There you go. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was not a big horror guy growing up. I kind of started appreciating the whole werewolf and the always of course Doug the Vampire with Morbius, but as far as werewolves and mummies and stuff like that, I was never really, but this book, after years of having it in the box and not really giving a shit about it, it was just like, you know what, I gave it a chance and
cool
read
book.
it.
Yeah,
it was,
definitely.
it was cool. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. Now I appreciate it more. When I read it when I was a kid, it was just like it's
It
just
makes sense too now, in
right,
retrospect, because at this point in Marvel's kind of publishing history, the horror shit was exploding.
right,
Werewolf by
exactly.
Night, Ghost Rider, and
So,
just all the horror characters. So it made
yeah,
sense.
it's
Let's get a horror character in there with
right.
Spidey and see what's up. But
Yeah, I think that was cool. That was pretty cool. This is definitely a book that I slept on. I wasn't really into it when I was younger, but now rereading it again, like I read it again like last year, and then of course, then after that, Werewolf blew up, whatever, and
yeah, he did.
But but before he blew up, I appreciate it.
It's a pretty rare appearance for
It is
Werewolf by Night too,
very
outside of like his own title.
his
Well, I
own
guess
right.
he had a crossover with Dracula too, but he's not really like he didn't really encounter a lot of mainstream Marvel.
Yeah.
Kind of
They're not, and it's like
He wasn't popping up in Avengers or
right.
anything.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
It goes back to like what Daryl was saying. This title was just them just trying shit out, man. Just see what works. Let's mesh up characters that you would never think would be together in this universe, and I think that's one of them right there.
I feel like they did that with the creators too a little bit, like issue
right,
one
right.
was Conway
trying
and
guys
Andrew,
out. Yeah.
Byrne and Claremont, they kind of started. They have a pretty lengthy run
Yeah.
a little later on in this title before they started X-Men, or right around the same time. So they kind of mashed up creators, characters, storylines, and a lot of it I think came out to some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Here's another horror character a few issues later.
Another great one right there.
It's another great Kane and Romita Jr. Romita Senior cover.
Senior, that's a
Junior
dope
was
cover.
probably.
I would show my copy, but mine is destroyed. So
I did pull mine out. It's
I really want to pull mine
it's pretty
out.
nice, but
I really want
it's
to
not
look
in
at
bad
mine.
shape. But
There you go. At least show yours. I'm not showing mine, man. My shit.
nah, it's a good
I can't.
book.
I
It's a good
can't.
book, man.
That was one of those books that went in the
That's for
back
sure.
pocket. Why I don't know.
Mm.
Why I don't know.
Yeah, it was a good read. I mean, this cover when I was a kid, I remember this. So I don't think I owned it. Somebody I knew, maybe my older brother, he collected comics, although he was more of a DC guy. Someone when I was little had this book, and it was a really beat up copy that but I always loved the cover. This dude, he's just dragging Spider-Man riding his motorcycle. But
Right.
and I didn't know who Ghost Rider was at that point. And it was just a cool issue.
What up, Michelle?
Yeah, I figured Michelle would like that issue. And the previous one, I guess.
And the previous one, you missed it, Michelle.
Yeah, no doubt.
Werewolf by Night.
This is the first appearance of the Orb too. Who's
the Orb. Yes. That's a hot book. Yeah, it got all hot all of a sudden right now.
Yeah, what was that? Original Sin.
I'm looking for an upgrade. We were just talking about it. I'm like, it's ridiculous right now, the prices for that book.
Crazy.
What blew the Orb up? What movie or show is the Orb in?
Yeah, you got it right down. What movie or show, right? What movie show they're speculating on that he's gonna be in, because that's the only reason why become a key. It's not because it's just a good book, and
Yeah, let's hope he's not showing up anytime soon. I didn't really like Original Sin miniseries either, to be honest. But
anyway, no, I wasn't too much of a fan. I mean, I read it, but
that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, that's another. That's a whole other show, bro. That's a whole other show. I was a big Ghost Rider fan growing up, man.
Yeah, because they did the thing with the Watcher, right? Nick Fury killed the Watcher, then he became. I don't know. It was just bad.
I just know they revealed like a bunch of like stuff about everybody's origin that was like never told. It was just like, quit monkeying with that stuff.
I know. It drives me bananas.
Stop messing.
That's why I can't keep up with the new stuff, because the continuity and like the histories are so just convoluted now. I can't keep track.
Man.
No more so than my man here, but we got an episode coming up with him.
Oh, we got an episode coming up with him, man.
But this issue is cool because it's the first one without Spidey. Marvel Team Up 18.
Yes,
it's Human Torch, who he's in several issues, and the Hulk, which is another great Kane cover.
It's funny, man, because you see a lot of Torch, bro.
He is in it a lot, and I'm not a big Human Torch fan, to be honest. He's he's cool,
I'm not that big of a Torch.
Kind of like Daryl said earlier, and I mean, the Thing is definitely my favorite member of the FF.
Yeah. Hold on,
so it seems like even in those old Strange Tales, they would try. It's like it started out as like a Human Torch solo stories in those old Strange Tales, and then it's like they brought the Thing in.
They did. Yeah.
This
like
right
the Thing
here
was just more popular.
This right here is like my favorite right here. This right.
That Hulk.
Yeah,
That Hulk.
Hulk corner box.
The way Hulk looked right there, like I would just a T-shirt with just that right there.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
It's
Yeah,
so
that's pretty
dope.
badass.
I love all those circles, just the character circle, the 20-cent covers.
Yeah, man. It's just
love
that Hulk, bro. He looks so badass, man.
That's just like my era. I just
that's what I first got into the series, was collecting Hulk appearances in this series. But I never had that one. I never saw it. So
that's probably because obviously Hulk ended up being in a lot of issues of Team Up, but that was probably his first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was his
in
first.
Any of the earlier issues.
And then I had another one here of Hulk.
Yeah, he's in 27.
27.
It's not in my slide.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah,
27.
He's in 54 as well.
Yeah, he's in that that John Byrne X-Men one.
That John Byrne.
57's cool. It's gonna be crazy.
And I think the issue after too with Wood God and.
Wood God, right? That he goes fighting with Wood God, and then it's funny because that's how I was gonna pull up 55, but we'll get to that one. That was the whole lead up.
Yeah, and there was an annual. There was an annual, maybe like annual 2,
right?
That he was in 2 or 3, annual 2 or 3 that the Hulk was in. It has a cool cover with like the Hulk's like being like shocked or something, or he's like holding.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Yes. I'm trying to see. Hold on. Where is that one?
No, I got those annuals here. So,
right
that's
here.
2.
It's annual 2. It's 2.
Yeah.
Annual 2. Yeah, I used to have that one too.
Yeah, he is technically in 3 though too.
Yeah, he is in 3.
Okay.
But I like this one too because it's colorful. You got? Let me see 3.
That's a Miller cover.
Yes, that's Miller. Yeah, I got that.
That's cool. I never had that one. Never saw it.
3. I gotta find my 3. I don't know where 3 is. I think 3 is in my mixed box. That's in my other box.
I don't know where I put this.
And then he's in one like of the later numbers too, with I think Modok is like the villain in it.
Yeah,
and it may not even have Spidey in it. It may be the Hulk and somebody else.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Modok is the villain.
Because my stuff just starts jumping everywhere after a while.
Yeah, I don't want to get you off course, Paul. You can go back to.
Yeah, no, he's jumping.
I'm just we're freewheeling this one, man. There's really no script. I thought I made a slide of it, but I'll just show the book. I know Morbius posted this recently and picked it up. I just to point out that
was cool.
To my knowledge, this is probably the first Spider-Man and Black Panther team up.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any time.
Yeah, it's a classic team up right here, bro.
They would have linked up, but
classic team up right there. Oh yeah.
And
32 and 35 torch. Yes.
Torch books. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the slide goes, I don't really have anything for quite a while until we basically get into the beginning of the Claremont Byrne. This, like I said earlier, it's technically the first work on the X-Men by John Byrne. I think it's.
You got that splash page pulled up?
I don't. I wish I did. He's like they're in a plane, I believe, right, or something.
Damn, I can't find mine is not in my box. If not, I would have did the splash page.
Actually, you know what? Hold on.
And I
got mine mixed up. Mine is mixed up with my what if. I think. Hold on.
I could probably pull it out in real time.
Mine is
that one actually picks up from the annual one. That was the first all new, all different team outside of X-Men.
Yeah, mine is in my. It's not in this box. If not, mine is mixed with my. With my what if, that one is mixed in. I saw it the other day.
Yeah, that's essentially the only real significance to this issue is just that it's like considered the first Byrne.
So see that's right there that leads into
pages.
That's the one we were just talking about. So you got 53, and then you got 54. That whole starts with the Wood God, and he starts battling him, and then him with Spider-Man. Then Spider-Man gets involved. And then Spider-Man gets sent up in a rocket because he tries to stop him. He gets knocked into the rocket, and then Hulk tries to save him, but it's too late. And then Hulk says like his goodbye. There you go. Yeah. So Hulk says his goodbye to him. Like, that's kind of messed up. He's like, all right, buddy. Like, sorry, I couldn't help you, but it's cool because it kind of shows like how in that storyline exposes how Hulk.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah,
I gotta find.
That's the thing. So as the series went on for a little while too, because pretty much early on. Hey, what's going on, brother? Pretty much early on, it was all like kind of one and dones. You know, they
Yeah, it was one and
I
done. But
guess the
here they
first,
started to like
technically the first 2 or 3, I guess, with the Morbius thing kind of tied in. But
tied in.
essentially, most of the issues were one and done.
Yeah,
until
one and
you
done.
started to get a little later on, especially during the Claremont run. There's a lot of
I think Claremont.
Yeah. You know, Claremont had to turn it up, man. He was like, "Listen, bro, these stories can't end in one issue, man. I gotta stretch it out. I'm writing
Especially
X-Men, bro.
Claremont,
Like
man.
this is what I
Exactly.
do." He's like,
You
"This
know,
is what
He's
I
like,
do."
he's like, I'm gonna put a little nugget in here that I'm gonna expand on in X-Men 10 years.
Exactly. I'm gonna expand on it. You know, I'm just gonna start here. But it was
That's what I
cool.
mean,
It was
like these ones, you know, 59 and 60 with Yellow
Yes.
Jacket and Wasp. You know, these were like a connection.
yes.
So a lot of the issues started to tie in during this point.
Yes, exactly. Here you go. I got right here. You go. Wasp.
Yeah, it is
59.
nice.
See, my stuff is all over the place. I just gotta fucking lock it in. But yeah, so it was dope because in 54, like what I enjoyed about it was how Hulk showed, like in that issue is where you see Hulk really demonstrating that Spider-Man was his friend. Like he considered Spider-Man a friend, you know, and that's why he was saying his goodbye to him, because he was just, you know, he cared for him. He tried to help him. He couldn't, so he felt bad, and he was just like, sorry, bro, like, see you, take care, like, you know, good luck with you out there in space. Like, I hope you make it. You know what I mean? And
Hulk
then
has a sensitive side, you know.
Right, he does. He does. You know the Hulk, man.
Yeah,
Come on, you got to show love, bro. The Hulk, he the man. I know me and Daryl, that's our number one guy.
I love the Hulk.
I always think of
Hulk
that at the end
number
of Daredevil 163, where he's like sad, you know, about Daredevil.
Oh, you're right. He got right. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you know, he got a sensitive side, man. People overlook that. You know, I think he's just this big, you know, heartless brute. He's not, man.
And now this one's an annual.
Soul.
Yeah, exactly. But it's about that. This about 1976. So it's about where we're at.
Nice.
This one obviously is another great annual. It's another Spider-Man and X-Men team up. So it's
Great
it's definitely one of my favorites. I probably read it the first time in the Marvel team up. Marvel Tales, I believe, in the late 80s or maybe early 90s. They were reprinting this. They have the Todd McFarlane covers.
Yeah, the McFarlane
covers. It was actually 2 issues. They split it up into like 2 issues.
I can't find my issue, man.
It was actually written by Claremont. It's actually a pretty early appearance of the new X-Men with you know, the new team, Nightcrawler and Wolverine and Colossus and Storm and stuff. So, and it's good.
Yeah, this is actually their full appearance.
I was just gonna say that. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Outside of it,
that was
they
their
did
first
show up. A couple of, like, Nightcrawler shows up in an Amazing Spider-Man issue, like,
where's my copy at?
A few months earlier.
162, yeah.
And there's a scene where they're training in, like, the Danger Room, but I think it's only Colossus, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler. It's not like the whole team. And then Nightcrawler goes off on his own and teams up. But
that's right.
This is like the first, like, full team appearance outside of X-Men titles.
The first one, yeah, it is.
And this leads into that Hulk 53. So when this one ends, Spider-Man's like hitching a ride. And when that was a 53 with the Hulk, the first John Byrne one, that's when he's like in the like plane with the X-Men. And he's like, hey, guy, thanks for the ride. I'll get off here. So this like leads into that issue. So.
All right, cool. Oh, I see what you're saying. So that issue picks up from like basically the end of this annual.
See,
that's cool.
See, this sucks, man. I can't find my annual. I'm like, I went into my ZOZ app. I'm like, I know I have it, so it's in my CLZ, but I'm like, where the fuck is it? It's not in my box. See, this is what happens when you start mixing stuff up, because I started putting like all annuals together in one box.
Imposter? We got an imposter in here. Who's this PJ Morris?
Who's this PJ Morris, man? Get this PJ Morris out of here, bro. Who is this guy? What up, little PJ?
That's my son. That's my son.
It's Junior. What's going on?
But this annual is one of my favorite. I love the Cockrum cover. I mean, his look on like this early, the early appearances of this X-Men, the new team. I mean, it's just he like defined kind of like what I envision when I picture that team. You know.
Yeah, man, it's a great book overall, man. And like what Daryl said, that's like their first appearance outside of, what you call it? Science, goddamn. Anyway.
Yeah, Sove alphabetical. Yeah, we discussed this a little bit Yeah, I used to be alphabetical and title, and then I started mixing shit up, and now I can't find
Now we
anything, so.
mixed everything. Trust me, man. Like I have a bad habit of doing that. Now I'm starting to organize my stuff. Like I said, I put all my Morbius keys. I would put all these keys together, like all the character keys, and then I'm mixing titles, mixing all types of runs together, and it's like
Definitely a mashup.
now we're biting.
I would always do like crossovers would definitely be like together, like in X-Men, for instance. And I started putting like Uncanny, and then when the second X-Men series come out, I would do like the alternating months. And then if there was a crossover with like X-Force and stuff, I would put those X-Force issues or X-Factor, whatever, in that order. I still have them like that because.
Yeah, no, I think the easiest way to do it was the way, I did it back. Probably most of us did it back in the day, just alphabetical by title.
Yeah.
That way, when I'm trying to find Ghost Rider like 57 and I can't find it with my Ghost Rider books, oh, that's right, Wolverine's in that book. I put it with my miscellaneous Wolverine books. So, just the problem was you could do that once upon a time. And then Marvel just fucking exploded with appearances of all these characters. So now my miscellaneous Wolverine box is like 3 boxes deep. So I still can't find the books because I don't know which box it's in.
What box exactly.
Only 3 boxes for Wolverine.
Miscellaneous Wolverine.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah,
just
that's what I mean.
We're not including the runs.
I know, true. That's like, hey, what's up, Ian? What's good,
what up,
brother?
Ian? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, that's like, there was 2 issues of Terror Inc. in the early 90s that had Wolverine. 2 issues of Deathlock that had Wolverine and Punisher. I think I had to get both of those. I mean, just so much random miscellaneous shit that the titles we bought back in the day.
Yeah, I know. So I know we
Yeah,
know.
I know
So
man.
Trust me, we beat each other up every fucking time we go looking for. Well, I'll be like, yo, you got this one? Yeah, I got it. You got it? Yeah. And then like 3 days later, yo, did you ever find that one? Nope. Still looking for it.
Still looking for it.
Still looking for it. I'm still looking for my Iron Fist number 6. I know it's somewhere around here.
Exactly.
As long as we're
waiting on that one.
I've been looking for that book for like a month now. I cannot find
He's
that.
He's going to get Officer Dibble on the case on that one.
And I'm not going to get another copy. I'm going to find it because I want to do my run. I want to do my, my reel.
That's the good thing with this title, though. I didn't do that as much because basically every issue was like
every issue, right? It's a Marvel.
There was no reason to like break it up. So my team up's a pretty good finding.
See, my problem is that I'll do multiple. Like I'll forget that I have like this is early on. Like I would have like the same title, but in like 3-4 different boxes. Because I would create a whole new space for it. I would make my own divider, write it in, and then I'll be like, oh, I'll put it here then. And then whatever, a year later, I'm like looking. I'm like, oh, I know I have made like a spot for it. I can't find it. I'll make a new one. I'll make another divider, and here it goes. Now I'll put it in this box. So that's the problem. Like I'll have multiple boxes, but then let's say like for Iron Fist, I'll have Iron Fist Volume 1 in this box, Iron Fist Volume 1 in that box, Iron Fist Volume. But I forget that I already had made a spot for it, but I can't find it. So I'm thinking I never did it. So now I'm going to put it in this box. And I make my own dividers. You guys know I make my divider and then I put it in and I'm like, here you go. Now it's in there. That's why I cannot find Iron Fist number 6. But I know it's somewhere around there and I'm going to find it one day because now I have everything in one box. So Sov, you'll be happy. I put everything in one box.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get on Sov's level, man. Organization, his tape. I mean, he's just on. He's on.
Tape is another level. We're gonna have a show about tape. We're gonna discuss tape.
But actually, I was a little remiss early in the show, guys, to start things off. Cheers.
Cheers. Salute.
Big giant one.
Been waiting to drink that since we started.
But
all right, so kind of the next issue though, that kind of I guess a key point. Well, yeah, no, go with that one because numerically that one would come up first.
That will come up next, right after 50. We spoke 54,
55. Of course, definitely a classic.
Yeah, I'm a big cosmic character. I love my cosmic characters. This is an issue. I actually have this on my wall. It's right over there. I have 2 issues of these because it's like this is one of the books that I really enjoy.
That's what I was saying.
Say again?
2 copies for the 2 spaces.
Exactly. So this one, I pulled it out of another box. So now I put it into the box that's right next to me. That's now officially the Marvel Team Up box. You know, so now I'm going around, going through all my boxes, pulling stuff out, and now putting them in this box. So that'll take me another couple months before I finally finish this, and I can find my annual, you know, #1, which I don't know where the fuck is at. But this issue right here, I enjoy it because it's Warlock, and I was a big like, you know, Thanos guy growing up, especially in the, you know, late 80s after, you know, Infinity Gauntlet. Like that whole
I was
concept.
gonna say, isn't that issue the first appearance of one of the stones or something?
Yes, right, correct. So you have it breaks down the time stone and the soul stone, and this actually gives us it kind of like it puts a name on the time stone. You know what I mean?
Did Starlin write that one?
Who was that?
Did Starlin write that one?
I don't. It's probably not, right? It's probably Claremont.
This was yeah, I believe it was, and then Burns did the work on this. You know, there you go.
It's in a sleeve, so it's easy to get out.
Yeah, you're good. You could pull it out quicker than me. Mine is all. I got the
that
resealable
sticky tape, bro. You know,
I got the resealable tape.
Yeah,
okay?
This is a dope. That splash, those dope.
Yeah, it's so dope, man. So that was so cool because it's like you got, you know, like I said,
Bill Mantlo.
Bill Mantlo. See, look at that. Wasn't even none of those guys.
Longtime Hulk writer.
Yep. So basically he got stuck on the moon. He was in orbit. He was losing his breath, and then Warlock happened to intercept him. And then he teleported him to the moon, which was cool because he took him to like a oxygen area on the moon, which was like we're full of like the forest and all this shit, you know. And it was crazy because even as a kid, when I was reading it, you know, I was like, the moon got like trees and shit, like the moon, like really, you know what I mean? Like that was
Tropical
weird to
paradise.
me.
Who knew?
You know, I was like, what is this? You know, and then you had the gardener who handles all the stuff, and he doesn't get involved. You know what I mean? Until like the stranger that came and started attacking Warlock, you know, and then Spider-Man started fighting him. But the gardener that Spider-Man was asking, yo, why don't you help me? And he was like, no, I don't get involved in these things, you know.
I hate those characters.
Right, you know, and then the moment he ruined like one of his plants on his forest, he was like, nah, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like you done messed up, son. Like you touching my plant, son. Like that was done. And, you know, and then, of course, you know, that happened. And then, you know, he got sent back to Earth. But I always thought like it was just a weird thing when it came to this issue because that whole moon situation. And me, I'm like something about the moon to me, like I enjoy. You know what I mean? I love the moon. I'm a big moon guy. So it's like
Spider on the moon. That's a great issue, though.
Yeah, man. Spider-Man on the moon is so cool. You know what I mean? And, you know, I love my moons. You know, I have a few issues with moon covers. You know?
No doubt.
I even wrote a whole thesis on that in college, man. Come on, guys. I wrote a whole thesis on the moon, man. It's called The Moon is Made of Artificial Cheese. You know what I mean?
He thinks the moon is flat, though.
No, the moon is not flat, bro. What's wrong with you?
Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate you stopping.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate you, man. No.
Sove is working on a lot of titles here.
So slow down, buddy.
Marvel Team Up. Well, I would put Marvel Team Up ahead of definitely Silver Sable.
Yeah, Silver Sable. Way ahead of Silver Sable. Silver Sable. Hell yeah.
Don't even waste tape on those bags.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Resealables.
Exactly.
Those get resealables.
Yeah. So now this issue we were just talking about a little earlier with Mob. Marvel Team Up, 65. It's the first U.S., I guess you would say, appearance of Captain Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Written by Claremont, drawn by Byrne. It's just kind of it's just a really cool issue. I don't have any I don't have any of the UK his magazines or any of his other earlier appearances. So
throw back to earlier. Now I found them. See, I found my 53 and I found my 54.
Nice.
Jesus Christ, I'm telling you, it's a wreck over here, guys.
Well, I was gonna say what's good about that is I found my other copy of where did I put it? Maybe I didn't.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I gotta upgrade this. This is why John was. This ain't as bad as my Ghost Rider issue. Yeah, I'll take that one to the right. This one isn't as bad as my Ghost Rider. I'm not afraid to show. This one is just a couple like ticks and on the spine and stuff, and But
cool.
y'all see that Ghost Rider issue, y'all gonna be like, man, that's not a Morbius issue, man.
It's actually so that's a 2-part story.
Yes.
And if I'm correct, although I might be wrong, is this the first appearance of Arcade?
No.
I think it's not.
No. Well,
Was he
I'm
in
sorry.
The X-Men? Was he
Oh,
in the
yes.
X-Men
I'm sorry. I
first?
wasn't looking at the book. I'm sorry. Yes.
No,
yes,
my
yes.
bad. I always get confused. I'm not sure if he was in the X-Men first or not.
Yes.
No, he was in this first for sure.
He was in this one
okay.
first, then he got into the X-Men. So this is a slept-on book. I love Arcade. Arcade is one of the characters I enjoyed as a child.
Yeah, he's
I love reading cool, Arcade. I don't know what it is about that smile. It was just very creepy. And it was something about that smile about it that just weirded me out.
It is.
Oh, there you go.
I just happened to have it.
Nice.
That's a cool Arcade kind of origin backup story.
There you go.
Oh yeah, those books. I mean, classic X-Men. I could do, discuss that series too. I mean, even though it's reprints, but just the back few the back few pages of the new material.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they're worth picking up the series, and I mean, you can find it, pretty cheap.
Yeah, you can
still. That series is pretty cheap.
You could
underrated, undervalued. I guess
definitely underrated, and not for nothing. I'm ashamed that I don't have as much as I should have. I'm like being transparent. I should have a lot more of those books. I only got about maybe like 25, 30 issues. I should have the whole fucking run. I don't know why.
I mean, that's a cheap enough run.
Yeah, man. I should have had the whole run, man.
There's no doubt about that.
What you got next, brother?
So next up, we got another, I guess, semi-key from this series is number 95. It's the first appearance of Mockingbird.
Well, you can't forget Red Sonja, man.
Yeah, no, you know what?
I used to have that one.
You can't forget Red Sonja, man. You know that one blew up too.
I just didn't put I didn't get a slide of it, but I did get this issue.
Yeah, you can't forget Red Sonja, man.
The way Byrne draws her, she looks like Mary Jane, basically.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was the only one, man. I was she looks straight up like Mary Jane, bro.
And there is a cool, in the 80s, like a 3 or 4 issue arc with Shang-Chi, Nick Fury, Black Widow.
Yes.
I didn't really have any of those issues, and but that I just remember that from when I was a kid. Oh boy, what do we need here? We're getting hit with the bots.
Where the bot? Get him out here.
Block user. Is that how you do it?
Yep. You just block user, man.
Sorry about that, people. It's a work in progress.
We gotta get some wrenches for this brother, man.
Gotta
get some wrenches.
I just blocked this motherfucker.
Yo, where's my Mockingbird? See, I'm looking for
seriously with my like 50 subs. I don't think I'm worth hitting with bots.
Hey, you be surprised, brother. You be surprised, man.
Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, we're getting porny in here. Why can't I get rid of this?
Yo, where the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to set up some people for wrenches, I guess, and
yeah, man, you do.
Future endeavors. But anyhow.
Yeah. I can't
find that little like 3 or 4 issue arc is pretty cool. So
yeah, I can't I don't know where that issue's at. It's probably in my other box. But that's a great issue. That's another one that's it's a sleeper, But at the same time, back in the days when we read it, it was like Mockingbird, like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think back in the day, other than when she was in the West Coast Avengers in the 80s, as in the Hawkeye's wife and all that. But I mean, this particular issue at the time, I mean, yeah, I don't think anybody thought anything of it. I think probably the main reason I was drawn to that book, other than just having another issue of Marvel Team Up, was the Frank Miller cover. But
yeah, you can't go. Speaking of Frank Miller, I know what's the next one you got. I know you got this one in there.
Yeah, you know what it is, bro.
I know what it is. I got it ready.
This is another key issue in the one of the few I guess you would say key issues from the run. First appearance of Karma, who was one of the original New Mutants. So she actually appeared before the rest of the team, because obviously this book preceded Marvel graphic novel number 4.
The reason is Karma.
Yes, she had a cool power too. She was a cool character.
You know what's another one that I always enjoyed, that I thought, which I like, because I'm such a big SNL fan, with 74. you know, when they had the whole SNL crew from the
Yeah,
that is a
that
good
was a
issue,
hard one to
man.
find.
Yeah,
yeah,
hold up. I
man.
wish I had that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
this
issue,
one
man.
to me is such a cool ass issue because I enjoy like the way they bring that reality in, and SNL to me is such a dope. Like I was a serious fan of SNL. I would me and my brothers would stay up 11:30 Channel 4. We would watch SNL every Saturday. It was like we just like we couldn't wait to see SNL every Saturday night. It's like we made sure we were quiet so my parents don't come in the room and like shut the TV off on us. You know, it's such a great issue, man. I enjoyed it. Of course, a lot of slapstick. It's just, you know, a funny issue. It's nothing serious. But overall, I just enjoyed it just because it's SNL. And of course, you got Jim Belushi, man. You got, you know what I mean? If y'all don't know this skit, if y'all don't know about the samurai skit, man, go Google it, man. Go Google SNL Samurai. You're gonna fucking laugh, man, with Jim Belushi, John Belushi. You're just gonna lose your shit, man.
Especially at that you know, that era. That was,
era, man, that early 80s, you know, late 70s.
You know,
like the Blues Brothers, like, you know, it was just such a great time. Even that movie alone was so.
I mean, they just
And Aykroyd. I mean, they had Eddie Murphy. Like it was just such a dope cast that they had at that time, man. Definitely iconic for sure, man.
Yeah, no, and the cool thing about this issue is there's a backup feature by Claremont and Byrne featuring Storm and Black Panther, which is kind of like their first kind of comic meeting. Which, you know, obviously, if you've read Black Panther throughout the years, you know, by the late 90s, they had gotten married. Or maybe that was early 2000s. But anyway, this is like the first issue that kind of explained it. And what I thought was cool when I was a kid, well, I mean, I still think it's cool. You know, my two favorite creators from that era, at least artists, were Byrne and Miller.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, this is the only book that features art by both of them that I can think of.
Yeah, that I could think of. That was the book right there. So maybe someone else knows that could let us know, but as far as Burns and Miller, that's the only one I know of.
Yeah.
You know, that's their team up right there. That's a dope team up.
Yeah, no, that it's like I said, it's a key issue for like X-Men fans or mutant fans, you know, the first appearance of Karma. It's got a great FF and Spidey story, which is another kind of classic Marvel team up. 2004, they got married. I was off a few years, but that relationship started in like the late 90s, though, as far as in the Christopher Priest at Black Panther series. I know there's a cool cover. I think it's number 26.
2004, bro. I stopped collecting at that time. I stopped collecting 2004, man.
And now this is probably my favorite issue.
I was on daddy duty. Oh yeah, that's classic.
Yeah.
Even though it's got this weird kind of funky perspective cover.
I always have a problem with that leg, and you know, I get it. I get what they were, you know, the perception, you know, and perspective, like, but I kind of feel that it was lost in that leg. Like I kind of felt like he lost it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get what he was going for, but it's definitely a weird look.
I get it. But I kind of felt like the web in the back kind of draws it in. But I felt like if you would have like made that web a little bit more pronounced, like more depth to it, you kind of would have like overlooked that leg.
Because even as bad as Wolverine's leg looks big, even look at Spidey's hand though. His left hand.
His hand is huge, and then you got the claw coming up with Wolverine over here. It's a tough. I will honestly say I'm 50-50 on this cover. I'm not happy with this cover. Like, this is not a cover. The story is cool.
But the big thing I always took away from that issue, which again I'd have to look into it. Maybe he did like a pin up or something. That issue is drawn by Herb Trimp.
Right.
It's probably like the second and last time he drew Wolverine. I mean,
he never.
I don't know if he ever drew him again after like Hulk 180.
Hulk 182. Right.
And then he drew that issue. So then after that Marvel team up to, you know, the end of his kind of career at Marvel.
He ended it.
He probably ever drew Wolverine. So I think
that's the only cool stuff about that issue, man.
Kirby definitely
did it better. Yeah.
No doubt about that. Kirby had a way to draw that kind of forced perspective.
Yeah, definitely in your face.
I don't think Bob Layton, who I really like, and he's a great
Bob
great
Layton was
artist.
cool. He was cool, Don't get me wrong. Bob Layton did amazing work for Iron Man, and
There's
he
no
did
shame
a
in
lot.
there's no shame in not being Jack Kirby. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. But I think Bob Layton kind of like, I don't know, like that cover there, it just
Yeah,
you know,
no, it's a tough.
Yeah, he didn't get that perspective that he was going for. I think, me personally, I'm just saying for me, he didn't.
But Wolverine has
it. Sam Keith vibe.
Wolverine
yeah, a
has
bit.
those like Wolverine has those like wide claws too.
Yeah,
I never really.
Yeah.
It's like it's more like it's like they're not like knives.
Yeah,
they're like flat, like they could just scrape like a razor.
Yeah,
and they're not flat like this way, like the way Frank Miller drew in the miniseries. They're like flat the other way. It looks.
This would, to be honest with you, if this would have been like a Doctor Strange, you know what I mean, type spin-off or cover, like I would have got away with it because Doctor Strange has that weird, surreal time warping reality type. So if you would have added like some space to it and gave it like that, with Doctor Strange looking all crazy, like he probably would have got away with it. But the fact that it's just very bland, you just got the web in the back, you got a black background, and then you have that going, it sticks out. The claw, the hand, all that
almost
stuff
looks
really,
like isn't there a panel or image from the maybe Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity War where someone's all like skinny and like
yes, like worked up. That was actually Silver
Surfer. Turn them into like
ribbon.
ribbon.
Yeah,
that was Silver Surfer.
That's what that always reminded me of.
That was a Silver Surfer cover. Yep.
But so in this next issue here is near and dear to our buddy Justin's heart because it was drawn by his dad.
This is dad, man, and I gotta give a shout out to Greg LaRoe. Because like he started the Web of Spider-Man, which I had a chance to talk to Justin when we were at King Kong, because Justin didn't realize it. That's one of the things that why I had posted that Web of Spider-Man, because Web of Spider-Man #1 was the first issue I bought by myself when I was 10 years old. That I went with my brother. I mean, he took me to the shop, but he told me, pick whatever book you want, and that was the first one I picked up on my own that I chose. That's the book I want, which was Web of Spider-Man #1. And that was his father who drew the book, and it got me really hooked onto collecting and being a completist, because that's what got me into completing. We got the bots back. What the fuck?
Are they back?
They're back, bro. They're back. They're trying to come in.
Man, I'm like that force field around Wakanda and Endgame. They're starting to come through.
But that's a good thing, brother. That's when you got these bots, man. It's a good thing, brother. You're making moves, man. You're making moves. People are noticing, but definitely, back to the book.
Yeah, no, this is, and obviously it's semi or it's become more important because obviously it's I guess tied. I don't know. I think there's guys that actually broke down which issues were out first, even though they're all the same month. But anyway, it's essentially the first black suited Spider-Man.
I mean, it's hard to say.
It's one of like the four of the the black suit premiere,
right? It kind of premiered it. I mean, guys, I don't know. Would you say this is the first?
I don't know what order they came out. Other than I know Secret Wars 8 came out actually months later.
Correct. Yeah. So this is actually,
but it's considered one of the four. But
Team Up 141. Amazing 252 and Spectacular 90 all came out the same month. So
the same month, but then which one came out first within that month?
No, like I said, I believe there's like Venom aficionados who actually they do. I think there is an answer to the question. I just don't know.
I would. Then there's like a Marvel Age too that people
want to, which preceded
prototype stuff.
Right. Let's see if anyone gets it, because from my take, from my research, this kind of ties with Amazing Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like those two issues actually came out within the same week. So that's why people fight over this one and Amazing Spider-Man. It's like, but they came out the same week. So it's kind of hard to beat that.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to work.
The way I would look at that, though, if you could only have one, I would take the Amazing Spider-Man one.
Yeah, I think
for two reasons.
It kind of trumps it. It trumps it.
For two reasons. One, Amazing is the flagship.
Exactly.
And two, it's the book that shows him coming out of the the whatever that thing was that they went into. He like came out of it wearing it. But in that issue, there's like just something going on. He's just like in the costume. It's like he's already been back.
Yeah.
So I would give the nod to Amazing.
So you got to
Spider-Man.
give it right. So I'm with Daryl. So they came out the same time. But to me personally, Amazing Spider-Man is 1. This would be 2.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
The team up's got a much better cover than the Spectacular. He's not even on the cover of the Spectacular Spidey 90. So that's definitely third class.
Yeah, that's third. That's third. But definitely,
But
I think that's
one. It's just a great issue. I mean, it's I believe Arthur Adams, right? Yeah, Arthur Adams.
Yeah, it's Arthur Adams.
Cool.
And once again,
cool
shout out to
blue background.
Shout out to Justin's dad, who, if I was Justin, bro, I'll be walking around with like a t-shirt with my dad on the fucking thing and talking about with all the books that he did. Like, I'll be milking that shit. Like, didn't we talk about it at Terrificon? Next year at Terrificon, Justin is going to have his table and he's going to have his own table and he's going to be like, yeah, I'm the son of Regular Robe. If you want my signature, I'm only going to charge you $20. My dad will charge you $100, but I'm going to charge you $20. You know what I mean? And just milk that motherfucker. Just milk it, bro. Milk it.
Yeah, the books hit the shelves once a month, but these are 3 different titles. So maybe the first week, Amazing
right,
Spider-Man
exactly. They hit once a month, but you're talking about 3 different titles. So maybe one could have came out that Wednesday, the next week, next Wednesday. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
I think he was saying, like, didn't they all come out like the first Wednesday? All the books of the month dropped.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you have Amazing Spider-Man, and this book, based on my research, they both came out the same week.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
They came out that same week. I don't think
every Marvel book came out like that same week.
Right. I don't think those were the only 2 issues. This one and Amazing Spider-Man came out at the same week. But based on the fact that it's Amazing Spider-Man, and it's just, you got to go with that. You got to go with that being number 1.
That's always going to get the little extra respect.
You got to. And
it's a great homage cover. So I mean, it's just a great book.
No, Hood Rat. Yeah, I see. Hood Rat said the same thing. No, but they came out the same week. Hood Rat. That's what we're trying to say. Is like they came out the same week. So you got to really do the math on that, or just the respect. That's Amazing Spider-Man. This is Marvel Team Up. So obviously you're going with Amazing Spider-Man storyline. That's where you find that whole storyline with the symbiote, and then it just came off, in the Team Up. It was just brought over into Team Up with the suit on. But let's get into 150, last issue.
So this is the last issue. Going back to what Morbius was saying a little while ago, early in the show, about how he picked up Web of Spider-Man. So essentially, Marvel Team Up was replaced. Actually, so starting the very next month was Web of Spider-Man number 1.
Web of Spider-Man came right after.
Excuse me. This is the last issue. Again, Spider-Man XMen, 2 of my favorites.
Of course.
It's got this great Barry Windsor Smith cover.
Yep.
Once again, drawn by Justin's dad. And it's just a great it's just a cool way to wrap up the series. Basically, I think Black Tom and Juggernaut, somehow there's like Black Tom acquires like Juggernaut like powers. So then basically they jump Spidey and kind of kick his ass. And then Spidey ends up going to the X-Men for help, basically. Dealing with
it's like split between Black Tom and Juggernaut. So it's like they're only like half Juggernaut powers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he siphoned some of his power. So neither one of them is full Juggernaut, but they are enough.
You gotta love the storyline, bro. You gotta love it.
Not the best art. Yeah, I mean, I guess it looks like most of his art I've kind of seen, like the Machine Man series he did in the 80s, and obviously this is before
definitively him.
Weapon X. There is a lot of blacks and stuff that kind of make it look not quite as much like his art, but
actually, you can tell in the faces though.
Yeah, no doubt. This era, everything was getting dark and gritty and grimy, in the 80s. So
it's like Daryl said, man. I think the faces are the tell signs of who drew what.
Yeah.
When you look at a face, especially when you look at Hulk, you know who drew Hulk. You could just tell by the face, man. You know,
Oh,
just
his
that
Conan
killing
work? Yeah, no, his Conan work was actually, so in my opinion, early Barry Windsor Smith art, he's basically just ripping off Kirby. He's very Kirby-like style.
And,
very Kirby.
and admits that today. If you
Yeah, I know
like
he
in
does.
interviews today, he'll be like, "Oh, I was doing my worst possible imitation of Kirby."
Exactly.
That's his way of being humble about it.
If you look at his
he
early
was actually
Conan
pretty
work,
good at it, but
He was,
his early
but
Conan
it was
work looks like
obvious.
that to me. Like, yeah, like you can tell it's Kirby-ish.
Yeah, it was
Whereas
obvious.
by this point, I mean, there's no real evidence of any like Kirby kind of style.
well, he left for a while.
Justin's
He
dad
left the
definitely killing it.
industry.
Hell yeah, man! Shout out to Justin's dad.
Barry Windsor Smith, like he did those Conans, and then he left the industry for a while.
Yeah,
and was
he
doing
did.
like commercial art and stuff. And it was like in the mid '80s when he came back, and he was just a different artist.
Yeah,
altogether,
completely different style, no doubt.
Yeah, man. He tapped into that inner self and was like, you know what, man? I need to come up with my own shit. Like,
Yeah,
need to work on my own style, you know.
and killed it.
And killed it, exactly. And then he knocked it out the park, man, you know. And
I
there's
feel like
nothing
this
wrong with that.
title
There's nothing
though,
wrong.
right? Like, so was this, the title ends here, and it just, so essentially Spider-Man had like 3 titles by this point, because Amazing, obviously, actually Marvel
Spectacular
Team was technically his second kind of monthly book, and then yes, Spectacular came out in '76, I think. So he kind of had 3 monthly books.
Yep.
And I think they were still using this book to kind of introduce maybe other characters, group them up with Spider-Man, maybe get somebody to read it who wouldn't otherwise read that character because they like Spider-Man, their most popular character.
Yep.
And I think what happened was, by this point, the Marvel Universe was like, you know, basically full effect. You know, it was like, basically they didn't need a showcase book anymore. They just could give Spider-Man his own 3rd solo book, which was what led into Web of Spidey.
Definitely.
Which actually,
and they just had Secret Wars to feature everybody.
Yeah,
so
true.
Like just like right before this, or going on, I guess concurrently to some degree, but
right.
They didn't really
just about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably just before, because Web of Spider-Man, the first few issues deal with Peter trying to get rid of the symbiote.
Trying to get rid of the symbiote suit. So
yeah,
you know,
so
that's dope, man. Yeah, man, this is great, man. If you guys who ain't up on Marvel Team Up, I suggest go pick up some Marvel Team Up.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, obviously, I didn't put them all on the slide, but there's so many Beast and
so many great
Iron
stuff,
Man.
So many great
with
books,
Cap
man.
and Baytrock. I mean, it's just Miss Marvel. It's just so many great issues that if you just want to get like entrenched in kind of that the world of Marvel, so to speak, it's just kind of it's kind of a perfect title for that.
It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff in here. You know, it's a lot of great books. This is another one here. I'm surprised you ain't showed 13 with Captain
America.
I
know. I just, you know what it is? I think because I just posted it the other day. I was like,
that's what it was. He was like, I'm not gonna show it because I just posted it. Of course, he's another one of my favorites.
Oh, here's another early one with no Spidey.
We're over here coming back and forth. This is my Iron Power Man right here. You know, I love my Power Man.
That's John.
That's a great issue.
Too. Yep.
You know what I mean? And then of course we got the early issues. You know, we got Spider-Man with Iron Man. You know what I mean? Of course, we got your homeboy Thing over here.
Yeah.
You know, and then of course we got number 7 with Thor. You know,
got that.
And then of course another slept-on character, Cat.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Very
another
early
slept-on character. And then you know we go on. Oh, another. I'm surprised we didn't speak on him, which we should have. Doom.
Yeah, you know why? I need that book, bro.
Oh.
I need that one.
Raven. You know what I mean? We're going up to the 40s now. We got Iron Man over here again.
Yeah,
then of course
where's
we got
that Sons of the Dragon team up?
Yeah, Sons of the Dragon team up in there. Then we got some more Cap over here, which my boys over here slacking on the Cap. Got some Daredevil. You know. Oh yeah, then we got another one. A lot of people, I'm surprised. You know, the Scarlet Witch. You know, and then of course we got this again with the Sons of Tiger.
Yep, there it is. So if I got you with that 15, we put that one up earlier.
We already put that 15 up.
Actually, you know what? I'll make this easy.
Do it again. Do it again. Show soul. Show. I'm not showing my copy because my shit is beat the fuck up. So I'm not showing my copy.
Yeah, that's actually a picture of my copy. So my copy's pretty decent on that. But as Morb was telling me, this book is
it's ridiculous
it's
now.
Pricey right now, I guess.
I'm trying to get an upgrade. I'm like, I ain't trying to spend no $150 on that book. Like, you crazy?
I agree with you, John. I love this title.
It's a definitely dope title, man. Definitely dope title.
There's just so many characters, and so as we were kind of talking before the show, which maybe is some fuel for another show, is Daryl. Guys, those of you that are following him and know him, he's a well-read in all things, but in my opinion, he's like an FF specialist. At least that's what I look at. So he mentioned that Marvel 2-in-1 is kind of the bookend title, the kind of Marvel team up as far as. So actually, you might like this one. I'm sure you got like 15 copies of it. But so some of the Marvel 2-in-1 was another one of those kind of house titles that anthology. They could just put a bunch of usually it was the Thing. Now, unlike Marvel Team Up, I don't think there's any 2-in-1s that don't have the Thing, right? I mean, I think he's in literally every.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's in all of them.
Every cover from what I saw. He's
so that's a great title as well.
Nope.
From
I gotta finish that run, man. I gotta finish that.
Oh, so
and you always have to point out the misprint. You always have to point out the misprint on 2-in-1 #1 at the top corner. There's a 2-on-1.
Exactly, right? 2-on-1.
Where it says like the title, like up in the top left corner, like the Marvel Comics Group.
Yeah, I wish I had my copy over
and it'll
there.
say the title over the left.
I don't have my box is back there. I'm not trying to grab that right now.
That one's in another box.
I'm not trying to get up.
2-in-1 #1 says 2-on-1.
2-on-1. I know. It's like, oh man, I can't.
That's what was bringing those bots out when they saw it. They were like, oh, what?
Yeah.
2-on-1.
Yeah, I can't stand up right now because I'm in my PJs.
This is a cool team up though, right here.
Oh yes,
this is the second Taskmaster.
Second Task, yes.
And a pretty cool cover. I'm not sure who did it.
You're making me dig now. See.
That's a cool cover. I always like the.
That's a dope one. I love that cover, bro. I love that cover. Thought it's such a great cover.
You talked about the Havoc issue with Havoc and the Living Monolith, and that goes right into an X-Men appearance that was in Power Man and Iron Fist.
Yep.
You got your Havoc cover?
Yeah, number 69. This is a burn. So I don't have a complete run of Team Up. I have a lot of issues, but I do have all the Claremont and Byrne stuff. So from like 59, I think, to 70, actually. So 70 is Thor, which is another issue featuring the. So this one has the Pharaoh, and this one has the Living Monolith. And then I think
mine is in.
Swamp
Mine is in
Thing.
the other box. Hold on.
So a lot of these issues right here, that's like good. That's good stuff. There's that Power Man one you had.
Yep.
So basically, I'm a Byrne junkie. So if it was Byrne back in the day, I was picking it up.
You got that.
Actually, so I have a bunch. There's a bunch of 2-in-1s he did, which I think I have. I know he did number 50, which is the Two Things.
Yeah, which I got that reprint of that one.
Yes. And then this one. This is drawn by Byrne. The Project Pegasus, which was a really long kind of, I don't want to say dragged out like it was bad. It was a good story, but it was
good. It was good.
Over many issues that kind of took place.
There.
That's a whole.
Yeah. When I discovered Byrne did.
See, I didn't know you guys.
If
I knew you was going to talk about 2-in-1, man, I would have grabbed my 2-in-1 box, bro. But I can't get up because I'm wearing my PJs, and you guys always crack on my PJs, so I'm not getting up, man. I can't let y'all see the PJs I'm wearing. It's not Baby Yoda. It's not Star. It's not that one. Yeah, I'm not gonna get up.
Oh, good, brother.
Is it like a pattern of like little 9.8s from slabs?
Oh my god! You know what? That is so. I need to get those.
That's a Byrne one too. That's a good issue right there.
Oh yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great one. No, I know that's a good idea, Daryl. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do just to get people back. And you know what? I'm gonna have them like crack and shit, like you know. But yeah, man. Dude, man, great show, brother. I mean, this is awesome.
I mean, basically, this
team up. It's such a great title, man. If you guys
No
ain't
doubt.
on it, please get on it. It's such a great title.
And like Daryl was mentioning, you can get a lot of the reprints. Marvel Tales did a bunch of reprints of
Yes.
the issues. I mean, it's so because some of them can probably be, some of the earlier issues are probably pricey, or some of the you know, the X-Men issues. You know how that goes. All like the key character ones are probably expensive, but you know, overall, probably a relatively affordable series to get.
It really is, yeah.
And it's just good reading stuff.
Yeah,
definitely, man.
Later for sure.
You find these books in a con, man. They'll probably be having them for like $3.
Yeah, no, they're not going to be expensive. I mean, they just.
You could snatch up like 30 books at one shot, man. And
now you're making me go through my 2-in-1s, man. This
man,
is a good
man, stop. Put that away, man. Like, God damn.
Sasquatch is looking Debo on this cover.
Don't make me go and grab a box now, man. Like, stop it. But yeah, man.
All about Alpha Flight.
Look, you see this guy. He loves pissing me off.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I appreciate you guys jumping on with me. I know it's kind of like a loose form, I guess. You know, I basically just want to discuss like a title that I thought was really cool and get some other long time, you know, well-read collectors kind of views. And
hey, and real quick, man. I'm ready when you are, bro. I'm ready when you are, man.
All right.
I'm ready when you are.
I'm working on this one. This one I got to do right, though.
Yeah, so, bro. I got it right here. See what I'm saying? Wolverine.
Damn.
Got it right
you
here.
got 16 issues of Team Up? Man, you need to step that up, bro.
You need to solve 16 issues? Come on, now. I thought you had
surprised. Like... He asked for the... Hold on. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones, too. I should have made a thing. This is one of my first team ups I got back in the day, number 89 with Nightcrawler. I always like this one.
I've read that one.
The Circus of Crime. They're fighting some circus thing, or carnival or whatever, which I thought was pretty cool. But Soul just made me.
Nightcrawler and Wolverine. I mean, Nightcrawler and Spider-Man are a good team up.
Yeah, they're always a great team up, man. I like it.
What about 15? So what about 58? It's another Ghost Rider.
Yep, another Ghost Rider.
And I think he's in one in the 90s, number 9. I think it might be number 90 or 91 or something.
Yeah, I got that one. I had that one right there, so that's why I was able to grab it.
I agree. I appreciate that, John. I kind of like it too. I just want to talk about comics with some real.
Yeah, man, people, it's dope, dope. You definitely got. I know. I know you're working on the Wolverine. We got
cool
91. That's another classic. I know PJ is working on Wolverine, and if y'all wondering what I was doing with this, what the fuck is this? These actually are my rhymes. I'm doing a news segment. I'm doing something with PJ. I figured let me just let y'all know because I've been having them on the stash, you know. And we're gonna be doing so as PJ does
the Trapster John, not Face Pop Pete. He changed his name by then. No, my bad, brother.
No, all good. So as PJ is working on these origin stories, it kind of inspired me because I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to write more, and I miss writing. You know, as an MC, I miss writing a lot. And I was like, you know what? I wanna bring comics into my writing because if I'm gonna write something, I'm gonna make it comic based. I'm not gonna try to bring something to the comic community where I'm there bragging and boasting like I'm the best rapper and shit. I'm gonna bring something where you guys would appreciate it too. So I figured why not talk about comic character origins? You know, why not make a verse about a comic character origin? So I figured being that PJ is doing these origin stories, so I figured why not do origin rhymes? You know what I mean? And it's just a 16, just one verse where I wrap up, I put a verse together about an origin story of a specific character. So we got Wolverine. So I got one for Wolverine. I got Hulk. Of course, Daryl, I got Hulk. That was the first one I did was Hulk. You know what I mean? And I got Galactus. I got
Spider. You put these out?
No.
Hulk rap already out?
No. I have not put nothing out yet.
Okay.
I'm just writing them. I'm just stacking
getting them ready. They're
getting them ready. I'm just putting all these aside. Every week I'm writing a new one, or every other day I just jot some stuff down. And I'm working with PJ as PJ does his origin stories. Depending on what origin story, I'm gonna premiere it on PJ's show, and then I'll release it, on my IG. Like I'll do like one of those duets because I take like somebody's beat from TikTok, rap over it, and then I'll put it on PJ's channel. So, but then I'll release it on my IG channel as my reel, for everyone else to enjoy. But it'll first get shown on his channel, on his show. So if he's gonna do Wolverine first, I got my Wolverine. Then he'll do Hulk origin. I'll do my Hulk origin rhyme, and I'll go along there, So it's a few of them we got lined up, but we're slowly working on it. Want to make sure that's gonna be fire. Can't wait to hear, boy. Appreciate you, Free Energy. That's what's up, man. You're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love it because I break it down. Believe me, some of these I really wish I could do a whole song because it's kind of hard to put like a person's origin story in just 16 sentences. It's like the most difficult thing ever, especially complicated people like, let's say like Galactus. That alone took me like, usually I write these like in, half an hour, I'm done. But Galactus, like that thing took me like a week because it's like his origin story is like so in depth that I wanted to give so much information because I know a lot of people are not really attuned to his origin story. So I wanted to make sure I presented it well. But I'm telling you right now, it was the most difficult thing because I had at least a whole song. I'm literally like, I had like at least 3 minutes worth of rhymes of just talking about Galactus. And I had to condense it into like 30 seconds, which is like the most difficult thing to do. As an artist, you want to like give everybody as much information, but at the same time, you're like, I don't have that time. I don't have a minute and, I don't have 2 minutes to do this, because it's so much information. So I think that's the hardest part of doing this, even with Hulk and all of them, I have to kind of like edit it and like be like, you know what? I can't say this. I have to take this out and put something else that's a little bit more relevant and more important than these little, subplots, what I mean, that I have to take out, what I mean? Like, I wish I could write with Hulk. I wanted to get into more of the Betty and, the romance with his father and, the whole, the love-hate relationship, but I couldn't do that. Just, how can you do that in 30 seconds? You know what I mean? So it's very difficult,
He's a big guy. Yep.
Yeah, he needs more bars, bro. Exactly, bro.
Speaking of that, though, what you were just saying about the Hulk stuff, it makes me want to read that Barry Windsor Smith. What's it called? Monster, I guess. I think.
Yeah, I've read that.
You did read it? Is it good?
Yeah.
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 Is it like a long. Big? Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, it's very long.
Is it available as like single issues or no? It's just like a big.
No, it's just a graphic novel.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tough. It's not. It's a long read. You're gonna be there for a while. But it's like, see, like those things is where
Professor, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what up, Professor? So yeah, man. So guys, not to draw this out any longer than what it is.
I've heard some of these verses and some of the content that's coming out, man. Just be ready. This shit is dope, man.
It's really dope. I really took my time with it, even though I write fast, but
clever,
believe me, I do take my time.
It's just
I'm constantly re-editing and touching up stuff and making sure I tweak it to make sure it sounds like exactly.
It could only be written by someone who's deep in comic lore. You know what I mean? It's not. Someone's not going to read Wikipedia and come up with this song.
No, you're not. You got to read the books. Like, that's just funny. Me and Paul always say that. Like when I write this stuff, like that's why I write. Like the next ones I'm coming up, I got what's this called? Punisher. I'm working on Punisher right now. I got some Iron Man coming down the pipeline. I'm trying to like not get the typical characters. I want to kind of like branch out and not really hit like those, regular characters. So I got, of course, Thanos, because I'm a big Thanos fan. Of course, y'all know that. And y'all probably wondering when the Morbius characters come in, that guy's not going to come to like months later because Morbius is like too easy. So it's like, I don't want to do Morbius. Like that just comes too easy. Like I want challenging stuff, so I do want to branch out and touch on like these side characters. I want to do like, Colossus, I want to do like oddball characters that you're not accustomed to hearing about, and really showcase these characters and show them their origin, what they're about, and, and where they're at now. But, yeah, man, I can't wait to release this stuff. It's me and Paul been working on it for a while. So, I can't wait to drop this stuff.
And by working on it, he means I've been listening and he's been I've been working on the show, but Wolverine, but not
I be calling him up like, yo, bro, listen to this real quick.
you know,
Yo,
what
I
do you
got
think of this
something.
right here? And it's like,
Yo, what do you think of this,
this
bro?
is dope.
See, that's the thing. If Paul's okay with it, I'm good. I'm good. You
Listen,
know what I
man,
mean?
I told him, I said, people won't have to read, like,
Read
they
the
don't need to read about this character. They just listen to this
just
verse
listen
and
to
be
the
like,
rhyme, you
okay,
know everything about the
I
character.
know what this dude is.
And I think that's the key right there. When he said that to me, that's what put more pressure on me. Because it was just like, you know what? That's what I want to do. I want to be able to give you 30 seconds, and that's enough for you to have a basic understanding of this character. You know, I'm not gonna get into all the retcon shit, all the fucking twists and turns, and you know, I'm just keeping it basic.
The professor's looking for that Airwalker and Firelord.
Firelord, well, exactly. So Galactus, the rhyme with Galactus, Firelord is in there. You know what I mean? So that I threw in Firelord in there. You know what I mean? I couldn't get all the heralds in there.
You know, Daryl, you probably know. I'm always confused. What is Airwalker? Was an android, or was there a real Airwalker? And then there was an android.
I think he was just an android.
He was just an android.
I think it was part of like after the Silver Surfer, you know, went on his own.
Right.
Galactus just tried to keep like a
because he's kind of
autonomous machine.
Well, he's basically the second herald up, kind of after Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
Airwalker. Then you got Firelord. But the thing with that, there was one before Silver Surfer who was retcon after. You see what I'm saying? So I couldn't get into that herald. You know what I mean? Because there was a herald actually before Silver Surfer. You know what I mean? And that's something that was retcon later on. You know, in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was when Galactus, when they started talking about Galactus's daughter, Galactica. You know what I mean? And then you got, right, it's just to get silly. You know, but obviously I did not put that in the verse. I was like,
unfortunately, that's what happens with all this shit. They just stop piling.
They just start piling shit on, and it's like, I can't.
That's why I want to break the origins down, almost like you're going to be breaking it down with like the verses, just to the essence, just what
right,
just
to the core essence of it.
What the OG origins were, not all the shit they piled on.
Yeah, it's like they can't, like we said about, what was that crossover that we said, they just keep going back and like trying to like, oh, the spider that bit Spider-Man, it actually crawled off his leg and went and bit another character. And it's like nothing against like that character necessarily, but it's like, just give her a different origin, you know?
Right.
Like why tie? It's like it takes some of the uniqueness away of Peter Parker's story. I feel like, like,
no, definitely
create the character, but give her a different origin.
I agree.
Yeah, and I like on the surface, right? It sounded cool. Someone probably mentioned, "Hey, what if the spider that bit Peter, when it fell off him, bit someone else?" Like, all right, cool enough, I guess. But
I get it.
Not like I don't know, not 50 years later or something. No, I don't know.
If it'd been within the first 10 years, they decided to do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. It would have been cool.
It seems so odd, but like you say, just kind of come up with like an original or just like a different, just a different way to do it. But in this guy's case, he was mysterious for so many years. You didn't really know his origin, and then they gave you drips and drabs.
Yeah.
And then the last 20 years, they just opened the floodgates, but so much of it was like stupid or just didn't make sense and didn't add up. I equate it to like the X-Men movies. They did the first 3, but then they came out with the First Class movies and they tried to like retro make them all like fit, and they just don't. Like the time frames are off. Basically in the last movie, they're in I believe the 80s, and they still have I can't think of the actor's name. The dude that's playing Magneto.
Yeah.
Right.
I know you're talking about.
Fassbender. He's playing Magneto, and that's the 80s. And the first X-Men movie came out in 2000, and it's Ian McKellen. Like he aged 50 years in 15 years.
15 years, right?
He just wasn't,
holy shit.
Anyway, so I mean that's like a small thing, but at the same time, it's like just don't try to make those movies fit. They're just two different things. But
just keep them separate.
So sometimes the comics are like that. Right? They're trying to squeeze in shit into the comics that don't really fit.
Right. Exactly. Captain Picard.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, exactly.
That is him. But all right, cool. We are, I guess, basically done. I kind of, unless you guys get anything else. Actually, my mother, I'm losing my mind. My wife sent me a text message during the show when we were talking about the Thing and the Hulk. I think it was when I held this book up, and I believe she wants to know. What did she ask me here? Let's see what we got. Who would win, the Thing or the Hulk?
Hulk.
Oh, the Hulk.
Hulk
all
day.
day.
All day.
So, babe, I don't know if you're
Hulk-
still watching, babe, but if you are, it's the Hulk.
Hulk will whip
The answer is
thing's
always
ass.
going to be the
Matter of
Hulk.
fact, Hulk has whipped the thing's ass so
Although-
many goddamn times.
Hold
It's
up.
like, even when he
No.
did the Immortal Hulk series, you saw that, Daryl. I know you read that.
Yeah.
What happened to
Where
all
he
that
tried to
in this
come at,
story?
you know, and they try to downplay because he was in between, you know, dealing with the one below, and he wasn't fully, you know, he was still healing, and you know, and the Thing was getting an upper hand on him, you know, and even in that issue, yeah, exactly. Even
What
in
happened?
that,
Yo, he couldn't keep his shit together though, right? He was like too wild or something, so the champion threw him out. He wouldn't fight him. He was basically like, you're not worthy to get these hands. You're too wild.
you're not right. Get out of here, bro. It's
But
like
the thing just keeps taking a beat in Rocky style, you know. Then the champion, he like earns the champion's respect, basically.
Yeah.
basically.
This is a great issue, by the way.
The thing about the Thing and the Hulk fights is that Ben Grimm never gives up.
Right.
You know, he gets beat up, but he does not give up. He doesn't lay down. Now, the only time he did kind of get ahead was when he was like maxed out and all spiky looking, you know.
Yeah,
and it was the Gray Hulk.
Right. He fought the Gray Hulk, right?
Hulk.
Mr. Fix-It.
Yeah. And so then he kind of did, but Mr. Fix-It was a little, you know, he's cunning and dirty.
He's cunning, right? That's where you gotta love it. Like he got him with the strength, but he ain't have him with the tactician, the skills. You know, Mr. Fix-It found a way out of it. You know, and that's what's so cool. It's like even when I saw like the recent fight with them with Immortal Hulk, like I was a little annoyed. You know what I mean? When I saw Thing trying to get an upper hand on him. You know, and I'm just like, nah, bro. Like, you know, you're getting an upper hand on him because he's at his most weakest state right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would not get this if you had Immortal Hulk at his full potential. Like, he would just like swat you away. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know,
my wife's coming back. My wife's got a comeback for you Hulk fans here. You would think the Thing would be stronger because I'm assuming that's supposed to be the Hulk. The Hulk can turn back into a person, making him weaker, but the Thing doesn't. So I guess if the Thing waited for Banner to chill out and turn,
that's just the thing. It's like
then stomped him out, I guess.
But see, that's the thing, Michaela. Like the moment that you take a swing on Bruce Banner or any type of threat to Bruce Banner, you're dealing with Hulk.
He would turn into Hulk
instantly. Like
that's
Bruce
what he
Banner,
says in the movie, right? I tried to swallow a bullet,
right? And he tried.
The green guy spit it out, like he
exactly. Like the Hulk will not let Bruce Banner die. You know what I mean? And it's not because he loves him. Obviously, we know Daryl. It has nothing to do with loving Banner, because the Hulk wants to right. Exactly. He wants the self-preservation. You know, Hulk is about self-preservation. You know, so he don't give a fuck about Banner, but he knows that if Banner dies. You know what I mean? He won't live. So it's about him. He just let puny Banner live because he needs to live. You know what I mean? He needs to be successful. You know, it has nothing to do with Banner.
He is basically always there. Even when he is Banner, he's
there. He is always there no matter what. He's always there. It
doesn't take much for him to come.
Right. And
we should do a whole show of just going through the Hulk Thing fight.
I think so. I think so. I would love to do that one. I already got the rhyme too. Man. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
They have so many classic battles.
Hell
many
yeah,
battles.
Bro.
I mean, that's it must be time to go. We're getting the
oh god, this guy again, bro. What the hell?
If you think about it, they've had so many battles. It almost is like a series. Like you could put a run together, like a half box of like all the
hell yeah,
battles.
Bro.
The Marvel feature 11.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I used to.
Yep. And it's funny because I was actually hunting down Thing and Thor covers, you know, them fighting, and I kind of strayed away from that a few years ago, and I'm trying to get back into it now.
Yeah.
You know, I want.
They used to be more. They used to be more sparing too. You know, it was like Hulk 12 or FF12, then FF 25 and 26, and then it didn't happen for a long time.
A long time after that, you know. Yeah, and that's crazy, you know. But like, Trust me, man. I got FF12 on my radar, man. One day I'm gonna get it. One day I'm gonna pull the trigger on that
The
one. Brother.
Professor's got everything in Hulk fight. I'm not surprised.
I bet. I'm not surprised.
I'm envious.
The thing is, though, you're
I've read
right,
probably all of them, but I haven't owned it.
I know, like FF 112 and I think Hulk 122. Do they cross over, or are they just roughly around the same time?
I think they're just roughly around the same time.
Because then after that, you're right. Yeah. It doesn't seem like they have any battles for a while until like
battles after
FF 166 and 167. I think those Perez issues. I think so. That was a good stretch right there without any kind of battles.
Which made them more special.
Yeah, definitely.
But that 2-in-1 you held up, they fight a little bit in that, but it's more of a team up.
This one here, yeah. This is from 1980 actually, but they're fighting the Stranger.
Yeah.
The Stranger.
There's a couple of panels where like Hulk kind of like starts fighting the thing, fights back, but ultimately it's more of a team up book than a brawl book.
You gotta love Hulk. He's taking his jabs. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, basically the Thing knows, he's like, I'm gonna fight regardless, but like I know I'm not coming out on top, but we're still gonna throw hands.
We're still gonna throw hands, exactly. He's like that little short guy that never gives up.
There's no running. We ain't running.
We ain't running, man. We're gonna fight right here, bro. That's what's up.
Stranger.
Sitting on their hand.
Yeah, Stranger. He was a creepy dude. He's a weird character.
Yeah, that's a weird character.
All those elders are pretty odd.
Yeah, a lot of those characters they started bringing in like those like mega kind of. Well, I guess by this point he was pretty cosmic, but he first appeared in the X-Men. He was, I don't think you knew all that, all that kind of cosmic stuff that was going on with it, but
yeah,
Thing's always going to handle. Yeah, I mean, Thing, he knows the deal. He especially in the Marvel universe, he's, he's top of the heap minus the Hulk, basically.
Right.
I don't know, Hulk, the Thing and Thor. I mean, I guess maybe Thor is more powerful, but I just think the Thing has got that. He's just got that fighting spirit that he's still gonna.
You know what he got? You know what I like about Thing? Thing got that like that street type mentality. Like he got like that old school. Like, Italian, like that old school type, I don't give a fuck. I'll fight anybody. Like, you want some of this, you get some of this,
That's because he is Jack Kirby. And
he's Jack Kirby, right? He just knuckles up with anybody. Like he's little, short, but his heart is huge, and he's not a coward. He's like, I'll fight anybody. Even though you're going to kick my ass, it's clobbering time, and that's what made Thing, you know what I mean?
If Thing was in the UFC, he's not tapping. You're just gonna put him to sleep.
Right, you're putting him to sleep. Exactly. Thing won't tap, bro.
He's just gonna go to sleep.
Just go to sleep. Choke me out, bro.
Hulk and Thor. Yeah, I know that was.
Yeah, Hulk and Thor was.
That's always a good one too.
That was kind of the classic.
That's the classic
heavyweight throwdown. Because I don't know, maybe Thing wasn't as written as powerful. Maybe early on.
Right, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
But they all
Thing looked like the thing about
they always had to tear him phone books.
Right.
You pick up phone books about, I'll tear up 5 of these phone books.
It was like that Charles Atlas test in the back of the book. He didn't want the people kicking sand in his face at the beach. Oh shit! Hey, guys, man, I really appreciate you guys jumping on with me tonight.
Sure, brother.
Do this, man. This is kind of basically the kind of shows I'm probably trying to do and look forward to doing some more. So I definitely appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, everybody that watched, everybody catches the replay, I appreciate it. I know this isn't like a spec and hype and top 10 type show. So, sometimes, sometimes I don't know if there's an audience for a show like this, but we're going to
go get it. Go get it, guys.
Do them either way.
Go get it. Go pick it up.
Hold up that first Mockingbird.
Hold on. We got Scarlet Witch. This is gonna blow up, guys. So Spider-Man, this is gonna be in the movie.
Doctor Strange 2. I think they showed that.
Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man.
That person in the back in that first page. I think there's
Go get it. We specking now. Go get it.
I appreciate that, so yeah, this is definitely better. I'm with you on that one, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, cool. So
Hell
good
yeah.
night, everybody, and I'll
All right.
catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Later.
Later, fellas.